34 years in America without even time to get sick. A mother holding the steering wheel of life. Hello, I am Hyan An. Today, I want to open my heart and share the second part of my 34-year journey in America. Looking back, the most vivid memory of my immigrant life is not a scenic sunset or a family vacation, but the firm grip I had on the steering wheel of our family's survival. The moment everything changed. In our first 2 years in the US, my husband faced 13 consecutive layoffs. It was a brutal introduction to the American dream. Devastated and exhausted, he finally looked at me and said, "Let's just go back to Korea. We can't survive here." But when we asked our children, their response was unexpected. They had already begun to adapt, saying, "We want to stay here. If you want to go back, you and Dad can go, but we are staying." Looking into their determined eyes, I realized I couldn't let our family collapse. At that moment, I took over the steering wheel of our household and decided to drive forward without ever looking back. I had no time to be sick. For the next 30 years, I lived as a mother who didn't have the luxury of saying, "I'm tired" or "I'm sick," in the unfamiliar and harsh environment of a foreign land. My only mission was to make sure my children never went hungry and never felt inferior to others. I worked every single day without a day off. While others were taking vacations, I was at my workplace. Even when my body was screaming in pain, I couldn't afford to rest. I knew that if I let go of the steering wheel, my entire family would veer off track. My 34 years were built on the sweat and tears I shed while others were sleeping. Poverty in pocket, but wealth in the heart. People often say that many immigrants make a lot of money, but lose their children's hearts in the process. Looking at my family, I consider myself a truly blessed woman. We may not have a mountain of gold in the bank, but my children grew up healthy, resilient, and always ready to support their parents. They understood our struggle and stood by us as reliable pillars. Compared to those who earned millions but suffered because of their children's wrongdoings, I am incredibly wealthy in happiness. My children are my greatest achievement and my true reward for 34 years of sacrifice, for the hidden struggles, in-laws, and conflict. However, life had other weights for me to carry. While I fought for survival in the outside world, I had to face another silent war within the family. The strained relationships with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, navigating the traditional expectations of a daughter-in-law, while being the primary breadwinner in a foreign country, was an immense burden. This conflict was one of the biggest challenges of my life. A heavy stone that sat on my heart for decades. In my upcoming posts, I plan to slowly unravel these stories of family dynamics and how I managed to keep my peace amidst the turmoil. At 70, gripping a new digital steering wheel. Now, at the age of 70, I am gripping a new steering wheel not for survival, but for my own joy and growth. Starting this blog and my YouTube channel is my way of proving that a 70-year-old immigrant woman can still learn, grow, and connect with the world. My application for Google AdSense is part of this journey. I want to show that my stories of enduring 13 layoffs and family conflicts are valuable content that can inspire others. My story is a message of hope. Even if you have no time to be sick and the road is rough, keep driving. Happiness is waiting at the end of the long road, just as I found peace today. Thank you for walking this path with me.